Well, hello there.
Hi.
How's everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Hi to you too, Savvy.
Hi.
Oh no, I got stuff. This is my youngest daughter, Savvy. This will be her first appearance on YouTube. It's only my second, so I hope you haven't been on YouTube any more than this.
Mm-mm.
We are still in the studio basement construction zone. However, we have made progress.
Mm-hmm.
Your room. So Cash came down here. He's right over there, right outside of the shot. Savvy got his room upstairs, and so we repainted your room. I had to patch some holes.
A lot.
A lot of holes from Cash's stuff being hung up. Everyone got new beds, bed frames, dressers, or container things to hold all your stuff in.
A lot of stuff.
Shoe, what are those things called?
Racks.
Shoe racks.
I did not use mine.
Right. Cash's room is officially finished, and construction on the bathroom down here has begun today. However, the way that these bathrooms in these houses, my contractor explained to me, is that they're roughed in for a bathroom, but it would be, I guess it's really difficult, or you just wouldn't want to, you wouldn't want to have, like the shower would be here, the toilet would be on top of that, and then the vanity or the sink would be way too close.
Yeah, it would be like it wouldn't be like to do anything in the bathroom.
Yeah, you're trying to cram too much into a small space.
Yeah.
So what he had to do today, there's Echo, his first appearance. So this is good. This sounds professional, and thanks for hanging in there. So what he had to do today was get a wet saw and relocate the plumbing for the shower.
Mm-hmm.
He had to move that over 4 feet, I think, so that blah, blah, blah. So the construction is underway. But, you know, there's always new stuff to do.
Yep.
And what is today? Today's Monday the 6th. We have soccer practice tonight and training for lacrosse for Cash. His coach is a chiropractor and a personal fitness / sports therapist type of guy. Real good dude. Echo, if you wouldn't mind, please. So he has this really cool training facility and he's, did I say he's a coach?
Mm-hmm.
So he allows the boys on Mondays to go up there, and he trains them all. They're looking good, though, as a lacrosse team.
Yeah, they're actually not that bad.
For most of the dudes who have never played before,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're starting to.
Half of them.
Now he's chiming in off camera and off mic. This is good. Mm-hmm. Hey, welcome to PJ's son. You know what I mean? I'm PJ's son. These are PJ's grandkids. So, you know, this is production value.
Yeah.
I haven't, what was I just talking about? Oh, so anyway, that's what's going on tonight. So Savvy and I figured we would come down here and start filming. We're going to work on lighting and,
whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. You know what I was looking at? Amazon has these things that you could just, it's like, but some of them are kind of lame. It's like a city skyline, but basically you just hang it up.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, like, why do a bunch of temporary stuff? Why do something temporary for a little while when you're just probably going to do something more permanent later?
Yeah.
Meaning, why should I, like, look into all these fake kind of backdrops, you know, just to put something up when
You're going to be changing it soon.
Yeah, I might actually have, like, walls, you know what I mean, and like a space.
Yeah. Your own section, kind of.
Yeah, like an actual studio. So it's like, why spend? They're like 30 bucks. We're too much alike, dude.
Great minds think alike.
Great minds think alike. Why do that when I'm just going to turn around at some point and have something a little more permanent or just a little more professional looking?
Yeah, just like box probably. Not like boxing because they don't like feel like, you know what I mean. But like, just like clean all walls and everything up and.
Yeah. Or even like that little nook back there.
Yes.
I think it would be fine.
Yeah.
It might be a little close, but a lot of podcasts, and I'm not trying to do what every other podcast does, but a lot of them don't have a desk this big. This is just something that I got for free.
Yeah, you're just using it.
Somewhere to put your stuff, right? But a lot of them, it seems like all their gear or tech equipment is off camera. You know what I mean? It's just two people kind of sitting there.
Yeah, like only you see like the microphones. That's all you probably see. Or like not even this. You just see the microphone.
Well, you do see the boom arm, but But so those are things to think about. Where would the shot be? Where are you going to be sitting? Whereas if this desk wasn't here, the shot would be a little better, you know. But it's just all stuff to kind of work on and figure out. But that little spot right back there, that might be it.
Bad.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just something to think about. But
how you been?
Busy, but in one of those really good busy ways. You know,
what's been busy for you?
Thank you for asking. She's a podcaster already. Oh gosh. So going back to last Saturday, I did the Tough Mudder. We had it was a long day. We had a Tough Mudder that night and a black tie, a gala is what they call it. It's like a fancy word for going out to dinner. But it was a fundraiser, the Joshua Chamberlain Society. It's a really good story behind it. Tim Taylor, a buddy that we've had on here, they have helped his family out tremendously. So went to that, hung out there for a little while. Didn't stay late or party anything, you know, but it was a good time, you know, just to have dinner and hang with friends and get out of the house for a little while.
Was the Tough Mudder fun?
You're good.
Thanks.
We'll just break down. It's called the Fourth Wall. I was talking to Savvy before we started, and I'm like, you know, if I bring something up, let's not just say, "Oh, cool," and then move on, because now I don't have anything to talk about. Where if you ask how was the Tough Mudder, we can go into details.
Conversation, yeah.
So very good on you. You have a future, I hope. I hope I have a future, and then I can give you a future. The Tough Mudder was great. It was a lot of fun. As you know, I kind of train like that anyway. So it was challenging, but not that bad.
Yeah.
Like I was never like smoked.
Were you trying to be like the first one there, or were you trying to just like have a good workout and just like try what you can?
Yeah. I was not racing. I did not care about time. My buddy from work, my electrician, our electrician at work, Steve, shout out to Steve Lovell. He started, it's called 75 Hard.
Yeah.
I'm a professional. That's what we're going to name this episode, The Professionals.
All right, we can do that.
And that's also 2-1's motto.
Yeah.
So Steve started his 75 Hard. As a matter of fact, yesterday was the last day.
Yeah.
So last Saturday was a week from him being done. So 75 Hard, this business guy named Andy Frisella started this thing, and it's basically a way to start to kind of retrain your brain to start new positive habits.
Yeah.
Okay, so for 75 days, you have to drink a gallon of water every day. You have to maintain one diet, whatever that is to you. If it's just eggs, but whatever it is, you got to do it for 75 days.
You should kind of do that like every day, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not like whole gallon of water, but like you should be able to like do things like that.
Actually, I think the gallon of water is probably one of the more important ones to do every day. I try to get a gallon of water every day.
Yes.
It's good for your skin, good for your system. It
helps you a lot.
Your diet, the water. I'm not going to get all of these.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't gotta.
Diet water. You have to read
Uh-huh.
a certain amount of minutes. There you have to do 2 45 minute. You have to be physical. I think the way they word is you have to be physical or do 2 workouts for 45 minutes a day, and I think they both have to be outside.
And how do they know if you do these things?
They don't. It's all on you.
It's trust.
Or,
kinda?
well, if you're an honorable person, you want to change your life, chances are you're probably going to really be honest about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, let's say and you can't drink. So let's say you don't do one of these things
Mm-hmm.
that day, you are supposed to start over.
From like.
From day one.
Mm.
But if you think about it, what that says kind of like it's okay to make mistakes and slip up,
Yeah.
but start over and do it again.
Yeah. Don't just give up from there.
Yeah. So now let's say you mess up, you slip up on day 13.
That would suck.
Now you go back to day 13. Imagine 68 or 72.
Yeah, but
Out of-
like, yeah.
So now you go back to day 1 and I would think you'd want to tell yourself, all right,
Yeah.
it's enough of that,
Get yourself together and get it done. So
Yeah.
if you get like something for it or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it's like just to show people you can do things
Yeah.
for how many weeks or whatever.
When it's just about discipline,
Yeah.
So if you can do these things for 75 days, you have created new habits that if you really try to break those habits, you can,
Mm-hmm.
but you should be able to like just this be your way of life
Yeah.
for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So this was at the end of basically the end of his 75 days.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Mosier,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Mosier's husband, we were at one of your soccer games and he was telling me that some of the guys from his work were doing it. Younger dudes, he's 61, still in good shape and, gets around very well. But so he had mentioned something about doing it. And I just I wanted to challenge, I just sometimes I got to do something weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's like, that's not really weird. I would do it if it was for kids and stuff like that.
Well, you can when you're 14. I think 14's the age.
I think it was 18 actually.
I don't know. Whatever it is, we can do it. I'll do it again with you. Anyway,
All right.
so he had mentioned it, and I thought to myself, yeah. So I signed up for it. I went to work. Anybody want to do a Tough Mudder? I was kind of laughed at, as I usually am, because all of my little ideas don't sound like fun to some of the dudes. Some of the dudes
Because-
have other stuff going on. Some of the dudes don't want to do stupid stuff like that. Some of the
And
dudes,
Some of the dudes don't like to like.
they might be worried they can't.
Yeah.
Or they might not be ready for something like that, which I appreciate because you do have to pay money for it. It's not cheap and it's not free.
Do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just
It's like $170 or something. Well, I got a military discount, but I think other than that, it's probably like 200 something bucks. I mean, it's not cheap, but
I feel like they wouldn't like make it price for people to go there and work out and exercise. In my opinion.
yes, but there is a lot of production that goes into it, and they have to have a big staff to help check people in, set up all the obstacles,
Yeah.
dig the holes, fill them with water. There was one dude standing at the one obstacle with bags of ice. It was
Yeah.
it was a polar plunge type thing. Are you comfortable?
Yeah. But did you?
You can
do
move around. Oh yeah,
that? How was it?
it was cold, but it felt good.
Those I've always wanted to do like after my games and stuff. I would always want to do like one of those to like get yourself together and everything.
We just gotta go get a couple bags of ice and put them in the tub. It's really easy.
Right, we gotta do that sometime.
It'll just about freak you out.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cold.
Yeah. I've seen it on like my phone and stuff. I was like, oh, yeah, it's cool, but it might be fun also.
I think it's. They're saying it's really good for you. It shocks the system pretty good,
Yeah.
but there's something like invigorating. To invigorating means like you're like alive and you've got all this energy.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the definition is, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
Which it definitely did that. But yeah, I was walking up and it was like some younger dude, one of the volunteer guys, and he just looked at me with like this blank face and just dumped this bag of ice in there and kind of looked at me. I'm like, okay, well. Okay, I went to work and got told no, and then Steve came up later and he said, "Hey, when is this thing?" And I said, April 27th.
Mhm.
and his son didn't have a game. Blah blah blah.
And, like
So
free that day.
yeah, he for whatever reason was free that weekend, and he brought it up, and he was a little nervous because he hasn't been physically active
And
on this to this extent,
yeah.
or dude, and I can make fun of him now. Don't worry about it, bruh. He was eating like pizza and potato chips for breakfast, and I think he just got sick of the health. There's like a couple dudes at work now. Captain's crazy into it and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, he just it sounded to me like he wanted a challenge too. So, but the people there, the vibe was killer. They were all like, it was very much team attitude. Everybody was like, "What's up?" They're like, when you get around people like that as you get older, or
Mhm.
even like soccer. Well, maybe not soccer because that's competitive.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, but like when you're around like runners per se, I've been around more runners I think than more some other groups of people. But when
Mhm.
you're around hunters,
Yeah.
hunters are the same way, very like welcoming, and you know they like want to see you succeed. So it was a real good vibe, and like everybody was helping everybody over the obstacles. It was just like mud, right? So the one you jump into this pit. Okay, the day before or 2 days before, or whatever, they have big machinery and they
Mhm.
come dig these huge holes out.
Ooh. So like it's not like they do this every day or something.
They move from city to city. They kind of go around the country.
So they mess up. They mess up stuff.
Yeah, but they fill it back in.
Or they fill back in.
And it's like it's okay land to do that on.
Yeah. If it's yeah. That makes sense.
So like we were at the racetrack in Illinois. I had to drive
Ooh.
over there,
Dang.
and then but it was like, so the racetrack's over here and there's like this field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they
Of-
weren't like messing up people's houses.
Yeah.
It's just like an open field. And a
Mhm.
lot of times they'll do it like in the woods.
Yeah.
So they dig out these huge trenches and then fill them with water.
Mhm.
The night before the race or the run or whatever it was, there it rained.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think
All
it
day.
rained that day, so it was like they probably didn't have to fill up that high anyway.
Extra muddy,
Yeah.
extra wet, extra everything, which it's called the Tough Mudder, so it's
Yeah.
supposed to be muddy.
Was there one obstacle like your favorite obstacle?
Yeah,
What was that one?
there were a couple. But like, so okay, I jump in this like this pool. It's a pretty big hole. They
Yeah.
fill it with water,
Mm-hmm.
and there's basically this square, but it rolls like a wheel. Okay,
Yeah.
so the idea is you're too low in the water to
Mhm.
jump up over this thing and make it roll.
Yeah.
So if you're on one side of it, I'm
Mhm.
on this side of it. You're hanging on to a part of it. It's kind of hard to explain without showing you,
You're
but
okay.
basically when you start to go down and pull this thing and I
Mhm.
jump up on it and you're basically pulling me over.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to do that a couple times. So when I get over, you move on to the next one, they help you, I stay with this one, help the next guy coming or girl. And you know,
just keep going back and
you
forth.
just work together, yeah. And then there were like some of them were kind of like monkey bars,
Ooh.
but they would move, or
Oh yeah.
or it was ropes, or you would have to swing from like those rings, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Was there a rope like at the very end where you had to go up the whole rope and like touch something and then come down and that's when your race ends?
No, they
No?
didn't have a lot of those kind of ropes. The second to last one was a cargo net.
A cargo
I don't know
net?
if you guys had those in school. A cargo net is just a bunch of netting that has little squares everywhere. So you grab one, put your foot in one. You've seen them at playgrounds and stuff before. This was just
yeah.
this
It's
was
kind of
just
something like a fish net, but with
Same
bigger
thing,
holes
same
and stuff. Yeah.
same
Okay.
exact thing.
Makes sense.
What you're thinking is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
This one is just bigger rope, and it was like, I don't know, 40, 50 foot or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But then the last one, you run through these things with, they've got these deals hanging down that shock you.
Excuse me.
Bro, I found out I do not like electricity. I never thought I did, but I don't like it. I don't think it's funny.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. I went running through, and this thing jacked my it went on my shoulder.
Yeah. Did it like did you do like that? for
Hell
me?
yeah.
Yeah.
I said some bad words and I jumped out of that thing, and on my way out, my shin caught the frame of it and I had like a golf ball on my shin bone. I didn't get hurt all day. Nothing major.
Yeah.
And then the second or the very last one, I got bucked. Dude, my leg was humming pretty good, but they had two of them with the electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like electricity, bro. Keep it away from me.
I got electrocuted by fitting my charger into the plug, and I touched the metal on accident. I was like, duh, like that for like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah. So I don't know all the voltage. I know that's 110 in houses and stuff like that, but I don't know what was running through these things. They said 10,000, which apparently it won't kill. It didn't kill anybody. Steve's a big dude. He's 6'2" or 6'3" or something, and it hit him, and he went down in the water.
Dang.
He got back up. Another one hit him. He ran through it. Good on him. I did not.
You're like, oh, I'm walking this. I'm not doing this.
I jumped out of that thing, and like all the people, the families and whatever are standing there just waiting for you to like do funny stuff when you get hurt, which I appreciate. I would too, but like I'm not anybody's clown.
Yeah.
It sucked. That sucked.
Yeah.
But the thing, so to go back to your first question or one of them, I was not going for time. Had Steve not wanted to go, I was going to hang with Anthony and his group of friends.
Yeah.
Help them do the same thing. I might have split off on my own a little bit just to like run harder, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Steve wanted to go and he was like worried about me. I'm not talking behind his back. This is all true. He was worried about slowing me down. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to race.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest takeaway was watching him succeed in doing things that he did not think he could do just an hour before.
Yeah.
You know? So to relate that, I came down here not last night, Friday night or Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia wanted to bench, lift weights.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're working on like form and stuff like that. And I put a little bit of weight on her, and right away she's like, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll tell you I was yelling at her, and I was, because like there is a saying, and I don't know who said it, but it's somebody smart, and they said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Well, every time you say you can't do something in your mind is going to be like, oh, if you say like out loud, I can't, or like something in your mind says, I can't do this, all that's all you're going to say, and like you're never going to exceed to do anything if all you are doing is saying that you can't do it.
You already failed.
Yeah, you already failed from doing anything.
You don't even know.
Yeah, like, did she try?
Alicia?
Yeah.
Yeah, she ended up benching 125 pounds. She
Well,
ended up benching more than her body weight.
The first time, did she try? Like,
No, she was doing her Alicia thing. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's what I'm here to do, is yell at you and push you harder.
So she didn't try, and she thought she couldn't do it, but that's always just it
was just up here.
Mindset, yeah.
And then like she did really well.
Yeah, like.
But you know what was funnier too? Once she did it once, I took it. I was standing up over top of her, because on our rack, when you spot somebody, you're supposed to be behind them, like up over top. I had to like straddle over her just so I could be there for her safety, and there's safety pins. But once she got it up, she was like, "Oh, I can do it again." I'm like, see, so why put yourself through that? Like, don't lose before you started.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I understand.
And I know that's hard for people, and especially when you've never done something like that. Steve has never done anything like the Tough Mudder, where in the Marines we had obstacle courses that they weren't full of mud and stuff, but we had plenty of that too. So this is a thing that I'm used to, and I know that was a long, long time ago, but it's something I'm familiar with. So but it was just it was so rewarding for me to watch him push himself and watch him do things that he didn't think he could do when he got up that morning.
Yeah.
And so now his mindset I know it's crazy, because like, if you accomplish this, what can you do now? You know? And I learned these things when I was really young, right out of high school. I learned that I can do way more than my mind tells me, because your brain's always wants to keep you safe. Your brain's always going to go, we shouldn't be doing that. Sometimes it's right. Sometimes you shouldn't do that. But a lot of the times when it comes to things that aren't going to really hurt you, you got to fight back and go, yes, we can. We're fine.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me if all you got is negative stuff to say. So watching him do that, and then all kinds of people. It wasn't all workout people. It wasn't all like jacked men and women. It was like some people that just wanted to get off the couch and do something different. And it was so that part was a lot of fun. It was really rewarding to see people accomplish things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, it was a good experience.
That's cool.
I don't need to do Tough Mudder again. I would if there was like a group of people or you wanted to do it someday. I'll do it with you for sure. But there's one called the Spartan Race, and that's supposed to be a little more difficult. And I think if I'm going to do another one, I'll probably level up.
Yeah. Same here.
Hey, Cash, can you let the dog out, please? Thanks, man. He knows that we're podcasting and has to interrupt.
Okay, so from that topic, you had fun.
What do you got next for me?
Okay. What else did you do that?
Why don't you just run this podcast and you interview me? Let's flip this around.
You want to?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
It has to do with that thing right there.
This thing?
Yeah. That's a shotgun shell.
Oh yeah. So this right here, is what he used his gun to get a turkey. And have you ever been like turkey hunting before?
I've been fall turkey hunting.
Fall turkey hunting.
Now, the difference between fall and spring, this is spring turkey hunting.
Yeah.
In the spring, so the only turkeys you can kill are males. Okay? So what the males are trying to do right now is have babies with the females.
Yeah.
So when you go out, okay, so to answer your question, yes, I've been turkey hunting before, but I did not even see a turkey on my first hunt.
Yeah. And how do you know if it's a male or a female?
Good question. I just learned all this. So there are a couple things you can look at. The color of their head.
Okay.
Male turkeys right now, because they want to have babies, are full of testosterone. Testosterone is the male
I know what you mean.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hormone is the word. So their heads can be really bright, like reds and blues and whites and just really bright, vibrant colors.
Yeah.
And out in the woods, there's not a whole lot of colors that match that. So it kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
That's one. The second one, if they have a beard, this gets a little tricky though. So sometimes female turkeys can also have beards.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. The socially acceptable term for that is now, so we're just going to leave that alone. But sometimes female turkeys can have beards. If you shoot a female turkey with a beard, you're still legal because it has a beard, from my understanding.
But what if you shoot a female turkey?
You will get fined.
Fined. So what if it's your like first time and like you actually didn't mean to, and like there was a male in front of you, but then a female came in and you actually shot her? What would happen from then? Would you still get fined?
Yes and no. There are a couple answers for that.
Okay.
First and foremost, when we shoot, and we're talking about shooting, and we're talking about gun safety and all the things that go along with firearms, right? Because let's not get this twisted. This stuff can kill you. You know that.
Yes.
Positively identifying your target, right?
Yeah.
You know all those safety rules we've been talking about for years.
Yeah.
Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Never point a weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot.
Yeah.
Keep your finger trigger straighten off the trigger.
Yeah.
All those 4 weapon safety rules we learned in the Marines all apply. Okay, so positively identifying your target, and there's a couple things here. A shotgun. There are shotguns that shoot further. Anyway, you're only shooting like the distance of this basement, maybe a little more. In the woods, it can get a little bit difficult to see. But we're not talking about 200 yards away, right? We're talking like 40.
Yeah. It's not, yes.
So, yes, you can definitely make a mistake.
Okay.
It is okay to make mistakes, but it's a
learn.
financial.
Yeah.
if you call uh, not animal control, wildlife conservation, if you call a conservation agent
Mm-hmm.
and say, listen, I made a mistake. I thought it was a male, it was a female. They can charge you. I've heard it's like $1,000. They can take your gun. They can also just give you a warning.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a problem.
Yeah. So you want to look at your surroundings, and just you need to before you do go turkey hunting, figure out what is a female, what is not a female.
For sure.
What is a male.
For sure.
Figure out those things before you start it, and yeah.
Study the animal.
Yeah. Study.
Right.
Yeah.
Or talk to your buddy who's been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. So when I went to his house, we had a 40-minute drive to where we were going. This is when I'm asking all these questions.
Mm-hmm.
And at work, we talk about it. It's turkey season, so everybody's talking about it, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a lot of input there.
Yeah.
So I was told what I knew was look for like the head, colors in that head. Look for a beard.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the male turkeys will fan out.
Mm-hmm.
This big, beautiful fan behind them.
Yeah.
And like they're like strutting up to attract the females. Like they look real handsome that way. And so, but if they're not doing that,
You know, those are females.
yeah,
Or-
you could kind of get those confused.
Yeah.
So when he popped up, when he came walking out of the woods,
Mm-hmm.
let me back up. While you're sitting there, turkeys, their superpower is their sight.
Mm-hmm.
So like that photo I showed you where I had my stuff, like basically your eyes are the only thing
That you can see.
visible. Yeah,
Mhm.
you try to blend in and just look like a little bush.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're doing is you are making a call of a female.
Yeah. Did you make it, or did you get like a little like?
Cap'n had the calls.
Oh, so did he use like a little like what's it called, like a where you put it in your mouth and it goes like that?
They do have those.
Yeah.
And then they have other ones called slate calls where you have like this plastic or wooden pin in your hand. It's almost like a pin and you scratch it against just this piece of slate. And
Yeah, that's what he uses.
he had a couple. There's a bunch of different
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And then
Alright.
there's like not a raven, but a crow.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes shutting the door to your truck apparently gets the males.
Damn.
So anyway, we were sitting there and we were trying to sound like a female, so the males would come over and want to have babies, and then we shoot them in the head, which sounds really messed up.
Yeah.
But that's what you do.
Yeah.
So Cap'n was calling, and he heard something behind us. He and I are sitting on a tree. I'm here, and Cap'n's right next to me, looking kind of that way. I'm looking kind of this way.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah. So he hears something. I heard something, but also I don't know. There's a lot of noise in the woods.
Yeah, it could have been a deer,
Squirrel.
squirrel,
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Right. So I don't know all these noises, but all he says is don't move. Well, right before he said that, my knee kind of locks up on me, so I slowly like kick my knee out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're sitting there, you want your knee up and you want your shotgun kind of resting on your knee.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, don't move. And he kind of rolls around the tree that way
Mm-hmm.
to look at whatever is behind us. He heard something. I didn't hear anything. He's not even looking in the direction. And right in my line of sight to my left, I see this thing start moving. Now I've learned this a little bit from my couple hunting experiences that when you're in the woods, you're not looking for a specific animal. Sometimes you're just looking for movement.
Mm-hmm.
So I start seeing movement, and now I focus in on it. Sure enough, I see this little head start bouncing.
Mm-hmm.
And so keep in mind, I've got my leg down. I'm not technically ready to shoot,
Mm-hmm.
which is bad.
Yeah.
But there's a tree that this turkey is about to walk behind, which puts me out of his line of sight. Remember, I said they can see really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I wait until he gets right behind that tree and just boop, pick my leg up real quick. So now I'm ready to shoot if it's a good target.
Mm-hmm.
I see red on his face, his little gobbler thing. They got like this
Beard. Kinda.
neck
Yeah.
thing. I see red, then he goes behind that tree, So when he comes out on the other side of that tree, I got to pick him back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I definitely see red and I definitely see a beard. No questions, 100% positive identification on my target.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact what I'm shooting at.
Yeah.
So now the only mistake I can make is miss.
Yeah.
That shotgun shell right there, what goes on inside of that is there are a bunch of little BBs. There's a bunch of BBs packed in there. So when you pull the trigger, can I see?
Mhm.
There's gunpowder down in here,
Mm-hmm.
and you see where that little dimple is inside of that?
Yep.
That's called your primer.
Yeah.
When I pulled the trigger, a firing pin made that little divot right there.
Yeah.
Boom! When that firing pin hits his primer, it creates a little spark, which ignites that gunpowder, which makes the boom,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the BBs come rushing out of here like that. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what happens with that.
It looks really, really cool, and
Smell it.
it smells like a firework.
Yeah, let me see. Still smell like gunpowder. My
Yeah.
nose is so stuffed.
Yeah, it actually still does.
I can smell it a little bit. My nose is jacked.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
I gotta get surgery.
You do?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my nose fixed.
Oh, okay.
So I see him, and then I see a couple more.
Yeah. You're like,
So I'm thinking to myself, I know these dudes can see everything. I know I have one positively identified. The second one that came up, you tired? You need a nap before we go?
mm-hmm. Maybe.
All right. We got 36 minutes. We'll do a little more and then we'll go to practice. So a couple more come up. Now, in the meantime, while I'm looking at this dude, I kind of give Matt like a pressure poke. I didn't poke him. I just,
Mm-hmm.
and so he knew that something was going on. But if he gets up and moves back around,
Mm-hmm.
it's over.
It's like that. They're just gonna all run away.
Yeah. So he stays put. I got on this dude and bang, hit him. Right when I hit him, he falls and flopping around. Well, the other three, turns out there were 4 total in this
Mhm.
little flock of males. The other 3 take off. So Matt turns around and all he sees are 3 turkeys taking off.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, dude, those are hens. The hen is a female.
Mm-hmm.
Scared the shit out of me. I'm like, no, they're not. No, it's a male, you know. So we get up and go walk over there, and sure enough, it's obviously a male, and it was
Mhm.
legal, and I did the right thing. And he's like, dude, you got your first turkey, you know. And so there is a Jake and a Tom. A
Mhm.
Tom is a mature male. He's a little bit older, a few years old, and a Jake is like a younger, couple years old.
Yeah.
So one of the ways to do that is identify how long that beard is. So the beard on this one was 5.5 inches, which isn't huge by any means. It was a big bird to me. So I cleaned him up and took care of him and brought both the breast home and ate them that night. And it was, well, I think you told me it was better than Chick-fil-A.
I didn't have any.
You didn't? It might have been Chevelle.
Yeah. It was,
It's so good.
I was
it's-
too nervous to try some.
Why?
I don't know.
Just because?
Yeah.
It was so good. This is falling apart.
They need to stop dropping stuff. That's
They're
not me.
dropping stuff. You're falling asleep.
I am falling asleep.
What do we do? You want to call it a day?
What are we at?
I don't know. 38 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good for you.
Yeah, for me.
All right.
Are you gonna keep going?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, I gotta escape out of this.
Okay. Just hang up your headphones. Don't walk off with them.
All right.
Tell the people goodbye.
Bye, guys.
I'll be up in a little bit. We'll go to practice. Later. Love you. Turn her mic down, her headphones off. Thanks, babe.
Bye, guys.
One down, one to go. And that was basically my first turkey experience. This might be a little weird, but I kept the beard, which I don't think is weird. I kept a couple of the tail feathers for the kids, and they're just really pretty. And I also kept a foot. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I did. And I figure once I get Elmo back, I'll find a way to do something cool with the turkey. I didn't name the turkey either, if you're wondering. So, yeah, dude, I have got to get that surgery and get my nose just completely just cleared out. I'm on Zyrtec every day, but around here and then at my job, it's impossible to not be stuffy and shit for me. So it's something else I got to do. What else do we got? Alicia's at the baseball game tonight. And I think that's pretty much it, man. I'm going to call it a day and take everybody to practice and get everybody dinner and take care of homework and back up tomorrow for more construction and more painting. And it's nonstop. You know how it goes. So thanks for checking me out and or checking us out, actually. Savvy's always down to help. She's my road dog. So you guys be good. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.